What is going on, guys? Marc Guberti here. In this video, we're going to talk about how to write a nonfiction book. So a lot of people, they see this book as this big, scary project, and they don't really know how they are actually going to publish book number one. Now, the thing with writing books is that when you do write and publish that first book, you realize that the whole process isn't as bad as you once thought. Granted, it does take some considerable time to finish writing a book. It's just not as bad when you go through it that first time. So this video is going to serve as guidance for people who are working on that first book or who just want to streamline the process for their book creation process. If you guys are new to this channel, make sure you subscribe for more videos just like this when we talk about self-publishing very often here on the channel. Now, with writing a book, the first thing we have to do is get clear on the topic. And I know this sounds really obvious, but certain topics are naturally going to be a better fit than others. So if you have a business, write a book that connects with the business. So if you do PR services, you help people who want to gain more visibility, get featured in the press more, get featured on podcasts, then you could write a book about PR or getting more visibility, something that establishes you as an expert in that space and also allows you to talk a little bit about your business. Because in your book, and we'll talk about what should go in your book later on, you can talk about client success stories and case studies. As many of those that you have, you could definitely throw into the book. So it's important to have it connect with your business. If you don't have a business and you're just writing for the sake of writing, then just pick something that you enjoy writing about and go from there. Once you figure out your topic, the next step is to create that detailed outline. If you go in just with the topic and you start writing, hoping that a book will come out, it is going to seem pretty unorganized. And that's not surprising at all because you came in to the book without a structure in place. So the deeper your outline, the easier it is for you to write the book and not stumble on writer's block, which does plague a lot of people who just simply don't go into their writing with enough planning ahead. So when it comes to creating the outline, the first thing is to just write as many different ideas and topics that you want to cover within your book. After you come up with all these ideas and topics, just give them that structure, give them that order. What's chapter one, what's chapter two, and build out the list. And once you have the ideas and the core concepts, the final step is to come up with as many examples as possible. Books thrive on examples, especially the nonfiction books, where a lot of authors believe that you should be in the neighborhood of 200 pages. You can do fewer examples, cover 80 to 100 pages, which is what I like to do because I don't feel like you have to do a 200-page book when you could explain the same stuff in a 100-page book. 200-page books, just based on their length, they are likely to sell at higher prices and they do give you more margin. But in any event, think about all the different examples you want to cover and have a mix of examples that, yes, they make sense for a book, but they also position you as an authority. Maybe you had a client, maybe you have your own personal story that highlights your success in implementing a certain strategy or following a certain path. So it is good to have examples, but get intentional with which examples you want to mention, because for a nonfiction book connected to a business, there is this end goal of turning the reader into a customer, getting that coaching client, getting someone into your done-for-you service. So think about what those end goals are and plan out the examples accordingly. After you have your whole outline planned out, the next step is to set a word count target for your book. I like to aim for anything around 16 to 20,000 words. I'm not looking to produce this 200+ page book. I've only done that a few times with books like Content Marketing Secrets, while most of mine now are in that 16 to 20,000 word range. You want to have a different word count range depending on what you want from the book. If this is going to be your signature book, it makes sense for it to be in that 200-page length. It makes sense to have something like 40 to 50,000 words as your goal, but each author is certainly different. The reason you want to set a word count target is because that gives you a light at the end of the tunnel. It lets you know when you're actually getting close to finishing. Now, you could set a 40,000 word goal and then end up with 50,000 words, or you could set a 50,000 word goal and end up with 40,000 words. This isn't a set in stone goal because it's going to change based on how you feel about writing the book. If you need to cover more, if you feel like you'd be adding fluff to hit your word count, it just gives you an idea of your finishing point. And the reason we want to have this idea in advance is because we can then figure out if we want to finish the book in 30 days and 60 days or 90 days, how many words do we have to write each day? I'm a big advocate for if you want to be a successful full-time writer, write at the very minimum 1,000 words each day. And some people, they may want to become part-time writers. A few hundred words is a great starting point. Maybe you already have a job and you are balancing writing with all the other stuff you're doing. A few hundred words is a great starting point, but you do want to, if you want to make publishing books and writing in general your full-time thing, you do have to spend a lot of time writing. I am a big advocate for 1,000 words each day. I already mentioned that, and I do talk in a video about my writing routine and how if you don't feel like you're hitting that 1,000 word per day threshold, you could follow some of the strategies in that video to hit your goal. I will be throwing a link to that video in the description for anyone who decides to check it out. So in any event, this is the whole process for writing a book. All you have to really do then is write the thing. If you want to do a book in 30 days and you want to do 30,000 words, you just got to do 1,000 words each day. If you want to do a 40,000 word book, it's going to take 40 days. But if you keep showing up every day, it just gets so much easier for you to write that book. And when you do write the book, you finish it, then it's just proofreading and editing that you do after the book rather than while writing the book. There's a time to write, then after that, and earlier, there is that time to proofread and edit. So I do hope you guys enjoyed this video. Smash the like button if you did. We do more videos like this, so I greatly appreciate you subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys next time.